Hello Virgo, this is Michelle and I'm here to do a November 2019 general tarot reading. This month I also posted a love reading for you and you can find that if you go to the channel. But this is the general reading for Virgo, for our Virgo friends. What are the messages we need to know for the sign of Virgo, November 2019. This is for the sign of Virgo, 2019. Let's take a look. In Virgo, we're starting out with the Queen of Rods, followed by the Three of Rods. All right, that's interesting. I'm going to continue. I'm going to pull a few more cards. The Ace of Cups. Wow, okay. It's very interesting. I can't help but make connections to the love reading. And the Five of Pentacles or Five of Coins. All right, and so Virgo, here's the thing I want to say, you have been very passionate about, you have a particular, let me say, a particular love for something in your life that you're very passionate about. And it has been, I want to say, not easy getting this, let's call it a seed to grow or take off. Let me put it that way. You haven't quit though. You haven't quit. You have stuck this thing out. You've been very persistent. And partially this is because you're so passionate about this particular work that you're involved in. I think that there is a new start coming in. I'm not sure for the Virgos at the general reading if you can feel it or not. I am actually going to reference you to the love reading though, because the love reading is all about a new start. And so if you feel that that isn't happening for you right now, I want to say that this is a very opportune time for you to make a new start. It might not be the very beginning. It could be just sort of like a fresh start, let me say that. And what we see is that a change involving your ambitions, your finances, probably has to do with business, all right? Some sort of link, let's say, to that, or how you make your living, but that you are initiating a change. Let me say that. Some of you I know who have been at the channel for quite a while are in the midst of that, and you have actually initiated that change. Let's continue to pull cards. We have the Ace of Swords coming in. All right, very interesting. Okay, that just underscores what I just said, is that some of you have already started on this road. I feel like this has been almost like you have willed your way through this thing. Like you are going to see this thing through no matter what. I feel, again though, I'm going to say this, that it hasn't been easy. Perhaps you haven't seen the sort of growth that you had hoped for or envisioned. For some of you, I feel like you made the new start and perhaps it turned out that things weren't exactly the way that you thought it was going to be. Let me say that for some of you. And also there's the sense of your heart needing sort of a fresh, I want to say, influx of energy into this work. Let's continue to pull cards. We have the Four of Rods. All right, the Four. And so it looks like despite any feelings of, let's say, things not moving as quickly as you would like, or to your satisfaction. The 3 and the 4 here are suggesting that you will be moving into a greater sense of stability. All right, so this is a little bit of a contradiction, but here's what I'm going to say to explain this. I think that what you would really like is to have things more stable in the long run, to have more satisfaction around your work, but at the same time, it's as though a new sort of influx of energy needs to come in. This might have to do with a new group of people for some of you. And now we have the Fool coming in. All right. Beautiful to see. And the 5 of Rods. Wow. All right. So the fire theme is very prominent in your reading, Virgo. And again, as I said, you really have your heart set on this thing. Your heart is really in this 100%. Let's continue. I'm going to pull another card, and it is the 8 of Rods. All right. I feel that there is a sort of a sense of chance involved in this venture. Like you've got your fingers crossed, like you've had them crossed, and you're just hoping and wishing that this I want to say vocation, this particular vocation, it seems like more than just a job, that this vocation is going to get you to where you want to be. Changes in the air, there's just no doubt about it. I feel that the change is very, very positive. Okay, so let me say this. It's a little bit confusing because there's some contradictory numbers in here. But I feel that in the long run, what you are hoping for is to reach a level of stability. And that hasn't quite come about. And so what is needed is some sort of change. So 2 things that I'm seeing here. I feel that change it's kind of in the air. You realize that change needs to come about, but at the same time, change in and of itself isn't the goal. The goal is to reach a more stable sense of, and I'm hearing the word satisfaction, that more fulfillment and satisfaction in the job. I'm sensing that what you want in life at this time, Virgo, is you want to be able to go into your place of work or wherever it is that you are performing this work and feel that the satisfaction is going to come to you on a more regular basis. Okay, I hope that makes sense. The words are sort of almost coming out at this point without, I'm really kind of just not thinking. I'm just open for the message to come in, and so I hope that that makes sense. We're going to pull another card, and it is the 7 of Coins, the 7 of Coins coming in. And this is interesting, being that we also have the Fool. So there's a sense of risk involved. I think that some of the Virgos here that have managed to make their way to this reading, and if you're resonating with this message, I think you've taken a big risk. I feel that you have taken the risk. Let me say that. It's not that, I don't feel that you're holding back at this point. You've really put a foot forward here, and it's possible that taking this kind of risk has perhaps made you feel that financially things are potentially a little bit unstable. It could be that this risk that you've taken, I'm just trying to think of how to say this. This leap of faith that you have taken There's the potential that that could actually rock the boat for you financially, let me say. But I think you're at a point now where you're just like, my heart has been set on this thing. I know that change has to come about in order for me to reach the place that I need to be. And so you're willing to take the risk. Let me say that. I think you've already done it, many of you. You're already sort of in that phase where you've sort of initiated some sort of new start. You took a risk in doing that. However, at the same time, you could be asking yourself, how do I bring more growth about? How do I bring more satisfaction about into this level of work? I'm going to pull 3 more cards for you, Virgo. 3 more cards for Virgo. Well, this card just flipped out for you, Virgo. It is the 5 of Swords. More 5s. Okay, very interesting. 2 more cards for Virgo, please. 2 more cards for Virgo. I'm going to do a cut for the last 2 cards. Two more cards for our Virgo friends. We have the 5 of Swords, the Magician, and Temperance. All right, let's take a look at these 3 cards together. Again, this is really underscoring the reading. It's confirmation, Virgo. I think that you're looking at all the work that has gone into this project, into life, into achieving your goals. And I think you're at a point now where you have put so much work into this thing that there's almost nowhere else to go but forward. Let me say that. If change is required, well, then so be it. That is what will be coming into life, some sort of change to bring this about. But with Temperance coming in, this is a confirmation that you absolutely have the strength to see this through. You have the strength to see this through. And let me say this also, Virgo. The Magician coming into your reading is saying to me, you have very powerful, I wanted to say manifestation abilities, but I feel it has more to do with connection to spirit through prayer. Let me say that. Your connection to spirit realm through prayer is very, very strong. And I believe if you reach out in prayer through your prayer life, that you are going to find that this burden or these obstacles or the pressure that you're feeling to make these changes, that burden will be lightened for you tremendously. I want to say almost, so I'm hearing these words, to lean on the Lord. Lean on the Lord. I don't normally say something like that in a tarot reading, but here we have Christ. So to lean on the higher power, however you envision that higher power, to ask that power to come into your life and give you the strength to make these changes. It's very important for certain people in life that you make these changes and that you proceed with your goal and that you reach the finish line. With the Magician here also, with the number 1, right here in the center of this reading here, of this little 3-card completion here for your reading, it is saying that absolutely you will achieve more satisfaction and that load will be lightened for you. Keep up the strength, Virgo. Keep up the strength, because as I said, this is very important, this vocation and this work that you are doing. It's very important not only for you and for your own soul, but also for all of the other people, the other souls that it will benefit. All right, that's your reading for November 2019, Virgo. I want to thank you so much for being here as always. If you enjoyed this reading, if you found it helpful, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel so very much. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to read for you, and I'll see you next time.